Ryan, we're just a few days away from the election. Early voting started on October 6th. Got some questions, just kind of finalize this whole thing. What do you hope Etna will be like in 10 years?
Well, I would hope it's not unrecognizable in 10 years. I think it's obvious to see that there's going to be growth and there's going to be changes, but my goal is to make it, not unrecognizable to somebody that may have moved, yesterday and comes back in 10 years. So I think it's going to be a balancing act between all the different factors involved with growth and how we make it all work cohesively. But I think it's going to grow because of the entire city, Columbus region is growing. But I think hopefully it's just doesn't turn to the point it's unrecognizable, and there's still some of that as real character.
Now, is that something that an Etna trustee has some control over?
Well, they have a say in it for sure. The comprehensive plan that I was a member of the committee for really does kind of lay out the community's vision of where we'd like things to go if it is to develop, and what kind of development is going to come in the area, and the densities involved, and how that's all going to intertwine with what's currently here. But as a trustee, you do have a very strong voice, and it's the voice of the people that's actually going to answer those questions and to be able to kind of shape the township in a way, and it takes leaders that have a vision that's not going to hurt the township and actually look for the future. So,
Ryan, I want to ask you, if you're elected trustee, what will the trustee meetings look like? What will be different than what I saw just the other day watching one of the Etna Township trustee meetings?
Well, I think a lot of the work to make the township meetings better will happen behind the scenes. I think there's a lot of work and preparation that could go into the meetings, because I can tell you from attending most of the meetings over the last several years, the audience seats are very uncomfortable after 2.5, 3 hours, because some of those meetings are very long, and that's very uncomfortable to be sitting in that entire time. But I think a lot of the discussions are having, some of them are good discussions, but a lot of them could be done prior to the meeting. And this is providing information to the board ahead of time, each trustee taking the time and effort to collect information to then disseminate and discuss with the other trustees. And a lot of work could be presented, reviewed, and be ready to discuss, not go into straight detail, but hey, I've got a question about this in the information, or I don't understand that, or what are your thoughts on this? And those kind of discussions need to happen. But as far as preparing for the meetings, I think that's the first step. The second step is truly just respecting each other. I think everyone, including myself, believe that the Etna Township trustees do not respect one another. They don't talk to each other in a professional tone that represents the citizens of Etna in a way that they can be proud of. And I truly believe that there's so much that can be done just to have a cordial conversation like what we're doing here. I'm talking, when I'm finished, you talk, and just that kind of simple conversation is the kind of things that need to happen. And if I don't care how basic we have to go, but get back to the basics so then we can improve and do better for the township.
So, in your vision of Etna, what will happen when an Etna resident calls the township hall for a question or for help? Who do they talk to?
Well, there's going to have to be more staff in the township, because currently right now we have one gentleman that's technically the entire township staff right now. So I'm obviously I think the consensus is we need an administrator. And we've had trouble recently that I'm sure most people are very familiar with keeping a administrator in the office. Due to varying factors, we have not been able to keep a consistent and cohesive staff. I think we need an administrator, and that administrator would be the day-to-day person that would handle the township business. Now, would that be the person that you would talk to if you were reporting a pothole or something minor? No, I think that there'd be different places, improving the website, improving the phone tree and the messaging system and the leaving emails, and that way everyone can understand. You may have never called the township before, but if you call in, or you email, you know exactly what to do. It's very simple to navigate, and you can actually get a documentation, hey, my concern was received, your concern was resolved, or your concern was addressed. And I think there's so much that can be done that would improve morale in the community. And I think that's just a good place to start. We got to get more people in there. We have to start with administrator and then understand what supporting roles need to be for that person to be successful.
And finally, after all of our podcasting, Ryan, I have a question, the basic question. Why should Etna voters give you one of their votes for trustee?
Well, I truly believe out of all the candidates running, and I'm not talking about the two incumbents or the gentleman that's been a prior trustee, of all the candidates running, I've put in the work. I have attended more meetings than probably all the other candidates combined, aside from the sitting trustees and the past trustee. But all of the new candidates, while I'm sure they've prepared for the role, I've been preparing for this for years. I actually ran last time in a very neighborly, hey, I want to meet you, talk to you, very one-on-one campaign. I was very happy with the results I got, although I wish I could have won the last election. Anytime you do something the first time, you're not as good as you are the second time. And I feel like with my experience of actually trying to run for township office, taking the criticism that I had from my last campaign, I think this opportunity is a great way to address one of the concerns, because a lot of people didn't know who I was. So that's why I felt this was important. That's why I appreciate you doing this for me, because this is a great opportunity for people to have, be able to learn more about me, have the opportunity to, if I don't get a chance to meet them, because there's so much going on and so many places to go. I have had people reach out to me, but I know I'm not going to reach everybody. And this is a great opportunity for me to address one of the concerns. And the other concern that I was given last time, and the gentleman that got elected, he had a lot of experience, and I didn't have the experience. Well, my involvement with the new community authority as being the president of that board for the past 3 years, the comments or the involvement with the comprehensive plan committee. Now I'm an alternate on the Board of Zoning Appeals, so I'm involved with understanding what's going on there. So if I need to sit in for a case, I could be prepared for that. I actually enjoyed it. I actually participated in Pataskala's Citizen Policing Academy, so I can understand the law enforcement background locally and get to know some of the guys over there. That was pretty neat. There's so many different things I've done to bolster my experience, and I've taken classes at the Ohio Township Association. I'm not quite the trustee level 1 yet, but I've already taken classes that a sitting trustee would take to prepare for this role. So there's a lot of things I've done to, put the time in, put the work in to be ready for this role. And obviously, just getting information and feedback from every direction. That way I can go in knowing that I want to represent the township and the residents the best way possible.